Alright, in this video we're looking at combination drugs. We're doing safe dosages of common drugs based on body weight. So a combination drug is a drug that has more than one medication in it. Some of the most common is like Tylenol and hydrocodone. It's a combination drug. I don't remember what it's called. You have, in this example, pediazole, which is erythromycin. And I don't know how to say the other one. I do know, though, that it is a sulfur drug. So we have an antibiotic and a sulfur drug mixed. When you're looking at the combination drugs, the physician or healthcare provider will order it as a volume. So in this case, our healthcare provider has ordered this as 6 milliliters. So what we want to know is 6 milliliters a safe amount to administer. So, and it also tells us that it wants the erythromycin at 200 milligrams and the sulfur at 600 milligrams in 5 milliliters. So he's not only ordering the amount, he's telling them which what combination to use for that 6 milliliters. So when you're looking at or trying to determine the safe dosage based on body weight, first thing we have to do is calculate the patient's body weight. In this case, the patient's 44 pounds. We're going to have to convert it to kilograms. So take the 44, divide it by 2.2 pounds. 44 divided by 2.2 is 20 kilograms. So that's my body weight. And then we're going to look at the drug reference. It says the pediatric drug reference states that pediazole is a combination drug containing 200 milligrams of erythromycin, with 600 milligrams of the sulfur drug in every 5 milliliters of oral suspension. The usual dosage for pediazole is 50 milligrams of erythromycin and 150 milligrams of the sulfur per kilogram per day in equally divided doses administered every 6 hours. So our amounts that we're looking at is the 50 milligrams for erythromycin, the 150 milligrams for the sulfur. So we've got to calculate the amount for each one. So just like we do on the dosage, regular dosages by body weight, we're going to calculate the dosage before we can calculate the volume. So looking at the erythromycin, it's always, your dosage amount, your milligrams per kilogram per either day or dose, and this one's per day. And I'm going to multiply it by this child's weight of 20 kilograms. So 50 times 20 gives me 1,000 milligrams per day. Oops, my milligrams don't cancel. It's my kilograms that cancels. And we know that it's ordered every 6 hours. So in every 6 hours, that gives me 4 doses per day. So I'm going to divide this by 4 doses per day. So that gives me 250 milligrams per dose. So this is just for the erythromycin. 250 milligrams per dose is a safe amount for this patient, but is the 6 milliliters a safe amount? So for the erythromycin, I'm going to calculate my amount, my volume that would be safe. So I'm still going to use the desired over half times quantity as if I was calculating how much I'm going to give, because I'm wanting to know what is the safe amount to give. So the 250 becomes my desired. Change color to right here for just a minute. So the 250 becomes my desired. The 50 for the usual dose, no, it's not the 50, I'm sorry, apologize there. It's what it contains, the 200 milligram of erythromycin, that becomes my half, and the 5 milliliters becomes my half, or my quantity. I may have to start this over. So I go back. The 250 is my desired. The 200 is my half. The 5 milliliters is my quantity. And I do 250 divided by 200 times 5. I get 6.25 milliliters. So the erythromycin part of it is safe. But we can't go by just one. We have to go by both. So let's look at the sulfur portion of it. So the sulfur is 150 milligrams per kilogram per day. So that, again, that's where we're going to start. 150 milligrams per kilogram per day times the patient's weight of 20 kilograms. I do the multiplication there. I get 3,000 milligrams per day. I'm basically doing the same thing I did with erythromycin, except I'm using the amount for the sulfur. So still dividing it by 4 doses per day because none of that has changed. And 3,000 divided by 4 is 750 milligrams per dose. All right, so again, I'm going to get my words to come out in a moment. I'm going to calculate my desired and my half for or calculate the amount for the sulfur. So the 750 becomes my desired this time. The 600 for the sulfur becomes my half, and the 5 milliliters is still my quantity. So again, desired over half times quantity. I'm using 750 milligrams over the 600 milligrams times a quantity of 5 milliliters, which when I do the math on this, I get 6.25 milliliters. So the sulfur is the right amount. So is this safe? Yes, it's safe. It's safe because the ordered amount of 6 milliliters is less than the safe amount, or less than, we'll call it safe amount, the amount we just found of 6.25 milliliters. Now, if you're asked, how much will you administer? You're going to administer the 6 milliliters that the doctor ordered. So this is how much that you're going to administer. All right, I want to do one more. Let's look at the next one. This is Septra. It's another combination drug. In this case, it's the doctor's ordered 7.5 milliliters of TMP. It's trimexyl. I have no clue. I butcher these names. 40 milligrams per 5 milliliters by mouth every 12 hours for a child who weighs 22 pounds. The drug reference states that Septra is a combination drug containing, I can't say it, the TMP, 40 milligrams, and a sulfur drug of 200 milligrams and 5 milliliters oral suspension. It further states that the usual dosage of Septra is based on the TMP component, which is the 6 to 12 milligrams per kilogram per day, by mouth in divided doses of every 12 hours for a mild to moderate infection. So in this case, I don't have to use both drugs. I don't have to calculate the safe dosage for both drugs involved in Septra. I just have to calculate the TMP component because it states that it's based on the TMP component. So I'm just using those amounts. Now this time I have a range, so I am going to do it twice. I have a minimum and a maximum. So I've got a minimum of 6 milligrams per kilogram per day. And my patient's body weight, which I forgot to calculate, is he weighs 22 pounds divided by 2.2 pounds. He's going to weigh 10 kilograms. I say it's a he, it could be a she. So 10 kilograms over 1. So 6 times 10 gives me 60 milligrams per day. Now this is every 12 hours. So that means that I have 2 doses. So I'm going to divide this by 2 doses per day. 60 divided by 2 is 30 milligrams per dose. Now, since it's ordered in a volume, then I've got to calculate what is the volume for the 30 milligrams. So, again, this becomes my desired. The 40 milligrams is my half, and the 5 milliliters is my quantity. So then I'm going to do, again, desired over half times quantity. Desired is 30 milligrams. My half is the 40 milligrams. My quantity is the 5 milliliters. So 30 divided by 40 times 5 is 3.75 milliliters. So this is my minimum amount. All right, now I've got to calculate the maximum amount. Changing colors all the time, but I change colors so everybody can keep things straight. So I'm using the 12. So 12 milligrams per kilogram per day. Again, times the body weight. 12 times 10 gives me 120 milligrams per day. Again, divided by the 2 doses per day. So 120 divided by 2 gives me 60 milligrams per dose. So, oops, get the right color I want here. So this becomes my desired. My half stays the 40 milligrams. My quantity stays the 5 milliliters. So then I'm going to do 60 milligrams over 40 milligrams times the 5 milliliters. So doing 60 divided by 40 times 5, I get 7.5 milliliters. So this is my maximum. Does my ordered amount fall between 3.75 milliliters? That has to be less than or equal to my order, which is less than 7.5 milliliters. Well, my order is the 7.5 milliliters. So does 7.5 fall between 3.75 and 7.5? Yes, it does, because 7.5 is equal to 3.5. So it has to be less than or equal to. So this is safe, and it's safe because the ordered amount equals the maximum amount. Okay. And that's it. Oh, now, and one more thing. If it asks you how much you're going to give, remember, it's in the order. It's what the doctor ordered up here. That's the amount. So the amount to administer, or the amount to give, is the 7.5 milliliters. Hope this helps. See you next time.